guys, I apologize if my voice sounds a little funny. I think I'm catching a cold. I hope I'm not. Just a quick update on my life. As you probably have guessed, these speed paints are done in advance and then are voiced over afterward. So what ends up happening is I have a backlog and then I upload within intervals so that there's at least some backup footage during the time I'm too busy to actually record anything. So it doesn't show up in this video, but I had a major issue where I kid you not, all the work that I did on one of my videos got deleted automatically for some reason, but you know, you guys get to see the final work. So off screen, I caught up and fixed it. I will let you know what video I'm talking about. I would just like to say thank you guys for watching these videos, and I hope you guys aren't getting sick and tired of this content. I technically can just stop recording the speed paints for these and just work on other stuff. Like, I'm not threatening you guys. I'm just saying, like, I can try working on different art projects and recording it, but like as of right now, a lot of the art projects I'm working on I haven't been recording because they're very like personal to me. This probably isn't the best like place to give you guys like life updates, since this series is mostly about FNAF repeatability, but I figured I'd let you guys know. So before we enter the spoiler section, let's go over the last few non-spoiler facts about Freddy. Freddy's favorite color is blue. And Freddy's favorite type of music is smooth jazz. Not even kidding. He really hates the "you like jazz" meme because it's quite literally decades old from his perspective. And when I mean decades, I mean this story takes place in the 2000s and 30s. So it's even more the future than it is currently now, which is crazy because, you know, it's almost that time in real life. But, you know, their universe is a lot more tech savvy than ours. You know, I've considered not recording until I feel better, but I feel like showing you that I do get sick and that I am human is important in a world full of AI art and stuff. And that, you know, there are human flaws to content creation. And that, you know, I still want to, like, put out the video and work on this project, you know what I mean? As for the spoiler section, now that we've gotten there, as you probably noticed, I've mentioned more about what Freddy hates more than I mentioned what Freddy likes, and that's just because he's just a grumpy old bear. Sure, he is a part of the main cast, but he's not, like, the most caught up in all the drama of what's going on here like Foxy is. He's more of just important to like the animatronic drama. So instead of getting into that silliness, which is more of the slice of life aspect of the story, basically the downtime in between, you know, the actual mystery and bullshit that happens, you know, Danganronpa style, I decided that for the spoiler section slash the lore conversation for Freddy, I'm gonna focus less on Freddy himself and more on his victim. Well, not his victim, but the child spirit that currently resides within Freddy. So as I kind of mentioned before, the spirit inside of Foxy is named Frankie, or her full name would be Francine. And Francine has an older brother named Theodore. Now, Theodore's nickname was Teddy, so that's just, you know, a cute thing. They're both got old-fashioned names. Fun fact about Frankie and Theodore is, of the child victims of this specific location, they're both the youngest and the oldest. Frankie was about 8 years old, and Theodore was 12. Yeah, it's pretty sad, especially considering Theodore was about a few weeks away from turning 13. And this is our first transition of the video because I had to cut out the footage because I struggled to draw a hat for a very long time, and so basically I studied and looked at a hat for a very long fucking time before drawing my own hat and then just putting it on Freddy and not recording it because I feel like a dumbass. Anyways, back to Theodore. Even though he has the nickname Teddy, he doesn't like being called Teddy and only really lets his family members call him that because obviously you immediately think of a teddy bear, aka someone big and soft, and he likes to be a big, tough guy.
In the original story I wrote in middle school, Frankie and Theodore they were just two kids whose parents were rather poor and didn't really have a lot of time to pay attention to them. Because of this, they learned to resolve their issues by themselves. If there was a problem, they would deal with it together. They always had each other's back, and I guess a part of me based it off of me and my sister, though we're not technically poor, we just were raised lower class than like we actually were economically. Frankie was the more outgoing one, while Theodore was more quiet and reserved. Theodore mostly spent his time trying to make his little sister happy, mostly because before Frankie was born, Theodore just did not have a great childhood, and he wanted his little sister to have a little bit more than he did, even though they're both still kids. Theodore was one of those kids who really hated being called a kid and couldn't wait to be a teenager. One of Theodore's great desires was that he wanted to grow up and move out of his parents' place and take Frankie away. I think a change that I would make in the new version is that I would make Frankie and Theodore half siblings, specifically with Theodore and Frankie sharing a father but having two different mothers. Having them have different mothers, yet him caring about her still would really show what kind of personality he is more. Plus, they didn't look very similar. Theodore is a brunette and Frankie is a redhead, and they don't even like have the same skin tone. Drawings of them back in the day, although those drawings are completely gone by now because a lot of my middle school notebooks got thrown out by my family, which sucks. Anyways, to address what's happening on screen and to explain the second skip, basically I wanted to put another like my version of the character on the side, just like I did for Foxy for Freddy. And so I pulled up a reference, and what I do when I try to like copy something without tracing it is I will put it next to it and then take the circle tool and start squishing circles into basically the shapes. And as you can see, I forgot to record the face portion, but you could see the underlying layers from like your sketch in that last clip a little bit, and you're also seeing some of these squish shapes. Then all I do is I draw over them. I did that technically for the Foxy one too, where I didn't draw Foxy on the recording because I forgot and I just didn't want the audio, recording to be long, but I figured I'd just show you what my artistic process is. And you know, I have been color picking from Freddy himself to get some of the colors when we get to the color portion. So I just wanted to show you like how I do draw characters, and it was mostly because I have never drawn Freddy himself before, but I've drawn like Bonnie and stuff. I still live in horror, realizing that I miscolored the muzzle on Bonnie in the Mike and Tyke episode. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.